you know, baby, yeah, I'll be there. Just call my name, and I'll be there.
Cameron is? Can anybody tell me where Cameron is? Oh, there he is.
Oh, you're not little right now.
He looks like a seal, look.
Okay, so I'm Cameron Boyce. I'm 11 years old, and I'm gonna sing.
You ain't 11?
Yeah, he is. He's
I thought you were 9. Oh, I'm sorry. Just kidding.
Nah, he's 9.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh.
Cameron Boyce. I'm 11 years old, and I'm gonna be singing Confessions Part 2 by Usher.
Are you sure about that? He said, Confessions Part 2 by Usher. Okay, sorry.
Okay. These are my confessions. Just when I thought I said all I can say, my shit gonna slide. Said she got one on the way. These are my confessions. Man, I'm broke and I don't know what to do. I guess I gotta keep on doing my confessions. That's it.
Wait, we heard you know how to sing Man in the Mirror really good. Can you give us a little bit of Man in the Mirror, Cameron? Just a little bit, please. Thanks.
Okay, wait, what?
We don't have all day. Man in the Mirror, kid.
I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you wanna make a better place, take a look and make the change.
Yeah! Give us Michael! Give us Michael, though! Give us Michael! Give us, what,
Don't you know, baby, yeah, I'll be there. Just call my name, and I'll be there.
I would have to say the first time that I met Cam was at this studio in North Hollywood, California, called Millennium Dance Complex. This studio was pretty big, and it was probably California's best dance studio, at least is my understanding. And who would have thought that I met Cameron during that time when I started taking classes there.
First time I met Cameron was at Millennium. We were in the same dance company, and we would do little recitals and performances together.
I met Cameron on the set of Kraft Mac and Cheese commercial. We were both, I think, 7 years old. He was definitely the most talented one there. He had the most style. Yeah, I think Vic and my mom exchanged information, and then after that he told us about the dance studio that Cameron was going to. We started going there, but that's how we met, on a Kraft Mac and Cheese commercial.
The first time I met Cameron was, well, my sister did a macaroni and cheese commercial with him. His dad told us that we needed to come check out this dance place called The Basement. It was a dance studio in North Hollywood, and so we went and we checked it out. I remember the first thing that I saw literally was Cameron running out the door, and he was so little, and he was so shy.
I met Cam in 2009 at the Basement Dance Center. K-Mel had invited me to class, and I met him along with everybody else in class. It was, you know, he stood out immediately to me because he was one of 2 or maybe 3 white people in the class, or at least, you know, he looked white in passing. But and his style was just crazy. I was like, oh wait, nah, he's serious. He's crazy. He immediately stood out for that reason. That was the first time I met him though, at the Basement. We had a big cypher or a battle or something in class, and I immediately was like, oh, him. He's because he didn't even do any crazy moves. It was just the style and the groove, and there was just so much soul there. I was like, oh yeah, okay, he's the one. He's different.
It wasn't long before me and Cameron were like brothers, you know. We were both into X-Men. I was Wolverine, he was Sabretooth.
Yes, I do. Then where's those little holes that come out of them? And if I cut off your head, would you still be talking to me? Ha!
What? I don't even know how to enter that.
Hey! Get me on!
Look at Cameron's like...
It's the ultimate battle! Give me up!
The Hulk and the She-Hulk!
The Hulk and the She-Hulk. Look at Cam. Ruined everything.
I'm Logan.
Oh, Maya's doing something crazy. Maya's gonna do
breaking and when we were in the crew and all that kind of stuff, when we were in Boogie Brats, we created this dance style called Confusion. The method of it was you have to confuse yourself. You have to be freestyling so much that you confuse yourself, which is pretty crazy. Cam was just one of those people that was very special, and he never really practiced, you know, like all of us. Like, we would go to practice every single Thursday, every single Tuesday. This fool would not go to practice at all, and somehow he would come and never miss a beat. You know, you would think that he practiced more than us or every single day, because that's just, he just naturally had it. We just connected real quick. You know, we all connected. We're all a big family in Xmob, all 5 of us, but Cam was my little brother. He still is.
His impression on me was a happy kid, constantly. He was a very hyper kid, and I noticed that. He had so much energy. And it's not like I found him like, oh man, this kid is too much. No, I actually had the energy too to match his energy, considering we're both under 13. Of course, we're going to have some good energy.
He's a circle freak, super freaky, yeah.
He's a brick. Fatty. Fat, oh yes, he's a fat brick house.
My first impression of him, well, he was much younger than pretty much everyone. So he had a lot of energy, and I was probably just thinking he's a little crazy kid. But then I loved that, and I was also pretty young.
So what really established our friendship was the love for dance. The second one, which was the most impact one that I really liked out of the most, was breaking. Yes, that's the same category as dance, but as Xmob, we kind of separated breaking from all the rest of the dancing because breaking built us a whole new world that we could ever possibly think of. So when I got my first camera, we had a couple little skits.
Yeah, what you got? Oh, yeah. What, 2 front flips? No problem. 1, 2, oh, get it. What you gotta say? Oh! Crazy. Oh, you want a header? Bam! Heck no!
Yo, what game is that?
It's called cliff hanging.
Cliff hanging? It looks like you're cliff diving.
Whatever.
Well, somebody must feel stupid.
Shut up.
Okay, Merry Christmas.
That's continue to let them know about it. I think what really frustrates a coach when they come into a game, and at times there's a chess match, and they get right. They do and expect.
Our friendship was established through dance. I mean, it was the first thing. It's what brought us together. Something that we both had in common, and we just loved this art form, and he was really good at it. And we were both just very dedicated to get better.
Gotta find the love. She gotta find the love. Gotta find the love. She gotta find the love. Gotta find the love. She gotta find the love. Gotta find the love.
Honestly, there is just so many memories that I've that I can't forget. We were trying to be creative in making a video skit. We did, and we included Maya. We also included Nerf guns, and that was fun. And we made a video skit, and Maya was supposed to be the bad guy, while me and Cam were supposed to be the stealth operators. We were going around the house so many times, like trying to be stealthy. I'm trying to get the shots and angles. And it's so funny because like in the background you can see Vic walking around or something, and then Libby's getting something, or like she's in the kitchen. And we're just making it like while they're in the background like nothing's going on.
Every morning when we'd spend the night at his house, he'd make us all waffles, and they were delicious. And he would always microwave the maple syrup so that it was really warm. It was insane. And then towards the end of us having like sleepovers at his house, we got the sense that he was really doing this for us. It was very sweet. And I would also say him destroying us in basketball. Like, no one could compete with him. It was embarrassing. And he was also like the smallest one out of all of us. And he was way better. He was never afraid. Also, Taj and I used to roughhouse with him pretty hard. Sometimes he'd come out of it with like bumps and bruises. We would always just like bribe him so that he wouldn't like cry or like talk to his parents about us, even though they knew. We were just roughhousing, and yeah, it just was like, we were just like brothers. But because he was like the smallest one, we would always like pick him up and like, yeah.
It's okay, kids. We'll come back to the sea lions after lunch.
New Lunchables Turkey and Cheddar Sub. Made with 100% turkey breast and bread made with whole grain. Because a great lunch inspires great ideas.
I remember him first seeing him either in an Oreo commercial or a commercial that stood out for AT&T. Might have been a phone company. It had to be a phone company. Could be Charter, I'm not sure.
This is Rob here, coming to you with an inside view of my kingdom. I got all the latest stuff, like digital cable, baby, from Charter. And here is where I connect with the ladies. I got ULD, unlimited long distance. So Rob is nationwide, so call me, ladies. With high-speed internet, this is Rob vlogs. I got it going with Charter.
Oh my gosh, my homie is on a TV commercial. This was so hilarious because I would have never expected this. But seeing him on that commercial did inspire me that I actually want to get into what he's doing.
The first gig I ever saw him in, it was either Mirrors or Eagle Eye. Maybe Eagle Eye because I was terrified of scary films. Also, he couldn't see the movie because he was so young. I remember loving Eagle Eye too. I mean, the cast is incredible.
Okay, honestly, I don't know the answer to that question, but this transcends into another question. So, I saw him at the callback for Grown Ups, and I feel like that was just such a cool moment because I felt like that deepened our friendship in a different way because we saw each other, we were hyped to see each other, we were both going in, we were like ready, and then like that, I remember that whole like next 2-week period, we were just texting each other back and forth like, oh yo, you heard anything, this or that, and then like, I remember the next time I saw him at class, it was like crazy because he was like, bro, like I got it, and I was like, what, that's crazy, oh my god, and he was like, apparently it was after the table read, so he was like, bro, I thought you had it too because I saw your name on the, what's it called, the call sheet or whatever, and then I got there and it was like, not you, it was our other mutual friend Najee, but like, it was so fire though because it was just like, man, like we were just like both excited and hyped about this whole project, and yeah, that was just, I think that really established like Cam as the actor for me because like I wasn't familiar with his work beforehand, but like just that experience alone, you know, going and auditioning with him and, you know, going through that process along with him and talking about it, I felt like that was like really, really dope.
So an experience that I had with Cameron is we in modern class were paired up to dance together to do like a little duet, and Cameron, when he found out that he was paired up with me, started crying because he was scared to dance with me. So I think it was like maybe a month or two after that, he came up to me and told me that he had a talk with his dad. He was feeling okay to dance with me, so we ended up doing the duet together.
Cameron shared a lot of experiences with us, and with myself. We didn't spend too much time talking about his acting career just because it was something that, well, one, it wasn't the thing that established our friendship. Two, we were just like kids and we just wanted to play and run around or dance or rap. Yeah, it was he was just way bigger than just acting. I mean, he did put us on the show, which was really fun. We got to dance and he got to show that side of him, which was just awesome. And to see him acting and in his light, it was awesome to be a part of that. It was really fun.
So the times that he shared his experience with me is when he's putting Xmob on Jesse. That's definitely the obvious one that you guys most likely have seen. He's talked to the directors and the producers to see if it was possible to get Xmob on an episode, and that was powerful to me because like he really did put us on for that. Out of all the shows that we've ever possibly been, there hasn't been a time that all of us have just entered into one show, movie, or a commercial. There has been times where I worked on a commercial with just Ray and I, or Taj and I, or a music video with Ray and I, or even Taj and I, but I never got a chance where it's like Cam, Taj, Ray, and Lauren with me included. That was like the perfect feeling ever, and that was such a great feeling. It's something that I can remember forever, you know?
Hey guys, so this is Cameron Boyce. I'm just gonna give you a quick set tour, see if you knew some of the stuff about the set, so just follow me. Okay, so we got some equipment in the kitchen. Island, you know, we got the sink here, doesn't work. But, and we got the oven here, the hood. There's a little baby picture of me on the wall right there. So we got the screen down right now. When we shoot, that goes up. But there's like 4-year-old popcorn in there, so if you guys want some, I'm not sure. You got the infamous living room. We don't have a fourth wall right now, so it gets kind of drafty. The fireplace actually works. That's one thing that does work in this house. So if you come upstairs with me, it's just a room. Kind of not as nice as the ones in the living room. Oh, actually, let me show you this right here. Our New York skyline is not three-dimensional, as you can see. This is where we shoot our terrace scene. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Each other. 6 September, it's gonna be okay, right? Angel, you won't divorce him because of his poor money. Let's go. I did. This is the bride.
2 dogs getting married? What is this world?
Drop like the back end of the coin drop.
Cam thinks I can't do airplanes, and I just did them. You saw that.
4. I saw nothing.
Cam, you're a jerk.
Okay, I get it. If I take your photo, you'll eat me. So I'm not gonna take your photo.
Tune in to Nessie.
Although I doubt there's anything you can teach me.
Finally a student who is talented! Oh, please, I've accepted it. Why can't you?
I know, I'm so proud of him.
Clean it up. Clean it up. Clean it up.
I think the biggest thing I've learned is that no matter how much success you get, there's absolutely no excuse to be anything other than humble and kind to other people. And never, like, as long as I've known him, as long as he's had his show, he never once gave off an energy or a vibe of like, oh, I'm bigger than you, or I'm this or that, or walked around like he was pretentious. And every time he dealt with fans in front of me, it was always very like, you know, just like he would deal with anybody else. It was always very humble and kind. And like, I feel like that was like a great setting for me, because it's like, no matter how much success you get, like, you have absolutely no excuse to be anything other than kind to people, bro. And I always like really respected that about him, because I always felt like he had every reason to flex, but he didn't. You know?
I think that the thing that's so cool about Cameron is that he would teach you things without you knowing that he was teaching you. And I think it sucks, but I think some of us have only just now realized just how much he has taught us through the years after he passed. And I think one of the biggest things that he taught me was that you shouldn't wait. You shouldn't wait for anything. Whatever you want to do in life, you need to do it now. You need to do it yesterday. You know? Because if you wait, you never know when your last day is. You never know when it's going to be too late. One of the last conversations that me and Cameron had, he was playing the guitar, and I didn't even know that he played the guitar. I mean, I knew he played, but The last time I'd heard him play, he was just starting out, and all of a sudden it hadn't been that long, and he was like a professional with it. He was performing full songs that he had written and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, wow, this is incredible. This is amazing. Like, what are you gonna do with all this? And he said that, you know, he had thought about making an album, thought about making a song, but he was just waiting for the time to be right. That was about 2 weeks before I got the news.
What I've learned from Cameron's career is that he was more than just one thing. He was, yes, an actor, but he gave back to his community, gave back to other communities. He always trying to challenge himself, branch out.
Hola. I'm sorry. Interrogantes. Un saludo para los interrogantes. No hablo español. No hablo.
And I think there's something great about training really hard at one thing and becoming great at it. And I also think that there's also a special appreciation for people that can use themselves for many different things. And I think Cameron was one of those people that, yes, he was a great actor, but he was a great dancer. He was a great person all around. He was a great singer. The rapping needed a little bit of help, but he tried.
Over the years that I've actually watched Cam grow his process, I've learned a lot from him. And in the sense of how should I talk to directors and photographers and videographers the proper way to communicate with them into making more work. The best example is what I was explaining earlier. Cam was capable of talking to the producers of Jesse and allowing Xmob on there. So learning what he had to do to get to that point, I feel as if I was learning a lot and understanding like what he had to go through, how to even work around to talking to, I want to say, high-end people, so that way you can get your ideas with them and maybe they can take your ideas, shout you out, or even put you and involve into that too. And I thought that's like, I've seen how Cam does it, and learning it gave me the better way on, like, you know, upgrading my film quality. And just learning how to branch out with communicating these higher end people that are just there. And it's all just steps that I've noticed what Cam has done. And I learned that from him, so I'm just like, that's what I'm gonna work on. And I did. And I'm currently trying to work on it now. my way home, my mom called me with so much grief. I was told the news, something that I would have never believed for the second time. Until reality hit me.
Just call my name, and I'll be there.
How did this happen? It wasn't until long ago I was just with them, talking about the upcoming projects we wanted to do. As I'm on my computer, the internet hasn't even blown up yet, although I know it's going to the moment his parents announce it. I'm sad we didn't get to work on our upcoming projects, however, that's not going to stop me now. Starting today, I'll be making one of the longest projects I'll be doing during this time. I'll be dedicating my whole year with the help of family and friends making this personal documentary for Cam.
Was found unresponsive at his Los Angeles home, passing away suddenly last month in his sleep due to a seizure which was a result of epilepsy, a neurological disorder that affects nearly 3.5 million Americans.
News this morning, Disney Channel star Cameron Boyce.
Disney Channel star Cameron Boyce.
The young Disney star, the family of Cameron Boyce.
Disney Channel star Cameron Boyce.
The sudden passing of Disney star Cameron Boyce.
3 weeks after the 20-year-old Disney Channel star Cameron Boyce suddenly passed away in his home.
The night he passed away, we were out to dinner with him just hours before. And we were texting that night. We were texting about the Lakers. We were texting back and forth up until 12:30. And somewhere between the last text he sent me in the morning, he was gone. It's not cliche to say, you never know.
You never know.
You never know. It's not cliche to say.
He was amazing. He was always extremely wise, extremely thoughtful, incredibly athletic, a dancer from the minute he was born, and just the kindest, sweetest human you could possibly meet, ever. He used to say to me, share your wisdom, Mom. Share your wisdom with me.
So we're gonna take a moment of silence, and then we all just gonna whoop and holler so he can hear us, all right? Moment of silence, please. BBoy Truth. Yo, give it up for BBoy Truth in heaven, man. Give it up, man. And I want to bring up Tysky. This is his brother, y'all. So let's just support him right now. And he's gonna say a couple words. Just.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Pretty much, Cameron Boyce, as you may know him, he was a Disney star. He was on Jessie. He was on Mirrors, Eagle Eye, a few movies. Grown Ups 2. That kid, yes, Cameron Boyce, kid with the freckles. He was a brother of mine. I've known him since we were like kids, to the point where we were pretty much in diapers, pretty much. He's been in the Xmob crew forever. We've always grown up forever, like, you know, as a bond. And so right now we just want to represent him and just, you know, carry on. So it used to be 5 of us. Fortunately, it's now 4. But we're keeping him in heart, so it's still 5. And it'll always be 5. So thank you very much, guys. Xmob forever.
We love you, Xmob. We love you, Truth. How old were you guys, like, when y'all started?
Honestly, he was about 4 or 5 when he started breaking up, but I was about the age of 8 or 9 or so when we actually started hanging out and really started dancing. So it started becoming a passion for us, and dancing just really grew up out of our history. So rather the faults that we've gone through and all the stress and struggle at school and stuff like that, we made it happen, you know. And we all have the helps for BBoy Smurf and, you know, just other B-Boys, BBoy Casper, Camille, Mighty Zulu Kings, Alieness, Boogie Brats. You know, we've always grown up with them and they've always supported us as kids. And we grew up to create Xmob.
They grew up, like, in the real deal, like the real way, you know. They weren't like studio kids. No disrespect to studio kids, but they were like the real deal. So don't ever forget about Xmob, y'all, because they're still around and they rep so hard. And BBoy Truth, we miss you and we love you. And I hope you guys right here take that energy and, you know, I'm sure you're familiar with who he is and, you know, why we're honoring him in this respect. So just go for broke, man. You know what I mean? He's watching.
Before we take this flip, can we have a little moment of silence for our good friend Cameron Boyce? He passed away last night. All right, we're gonna give him a little 10-second moment of silence. All right. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Described as an old soul, Cameron believed deeply in helping others, combining acting with activism.
I love you, Cam, and I'm glad I got to see your talent and kindness on the big screen and online, and I'm grateful for that. Thank you.
Cam was so young and really full of love for her fans.
Cameron, you just so happened to pass away on my 13th birthday, which really sucked, and I hope you're doing great up there, and I love you so much. You are the world's greatest person.
I loved Cameron a lot, and I always will, and I just wanted to say rest easy and I love you.
When I was going through a very hard time, I had just joined the Cameron Boyce fandom, and he made me have hope at that time.
Cameron was such a beautiful and genuine person. He always stayed true to himself. I've been following that since I was younger, and I always remember who I am.
Hi, it's Naraya, and I just want to say that I love you so much, Cam, and I aspire to be as giving, as loving, as grateful, and as great as you were. You were such a big inspiration and great light to the world. I love you. Thank you.
Cameron spent every day of his life doing what he loved and trying to make a difference. And as a human, that's all we can hope to do.
Thank you for bringing joy and happiness to many people around the world. Thank you for inspiring so many people to be the best version of themselves. May your memory be a blessing, Cameron. Thank you.
My friends actually messaged me on a group chat and told me that Cameron had passed, and I was so devastated because he has inspired me to become an actor, so rest in peace, Cameron.
Hi, I'm Mikey. I would love to be in this project that you're making for Cameron. It's a beautiful way to honor him, and I would love to be a part of that. I don't know how to begin this video, but I just wanted to thank you for all you've done for us, and you made our childhood so much greater. I love you, Cam.
Cameron said that what you leave should be bigger than you, and I think he truly left a wonderful impact on people's lives. May his soul rest in peace.
I didn't know Cameron, but I loved him. But Cameron wasn't just a Disney star or an actor. He was a son, friend, and he was a brother.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I discovered Cameron when I was 12, and he was also 12 at the same time.
And during that age, I did not want to be alive. I consider myself to be religious, and I just felt like God sent Cameron my way, and he really did help me feel more comfortable with who I am as a person. Basically, Cameron Boyce saved my life.
Hi, my name's Olivia. I grew up watching him on TV and on Xmob, and I always admired how charitable he was and how nice and how sweet he was. But I know he is smiling down and looking at this documentary.
He's amazing, he's talented, so loved, very loved by all of us. There's no one word to describe him. We'll definitely miss him.
Cameron had a huge impact in my life and everybody else's lives. You'll be forever missed, and I will love him forever and always.
God had a pencil, Cameron had a highlighter, God drew the world, Cam made it brighter. Sometimes when I try to sleep, all I think about is you.
Hi Cameron, I love you so much and will always do forever. Thank you for being such a huge part of my childhood. You're my first childhood crush and I'll never forget you. Hope you're literally dancing with the stars and getting chocolate wasted. I love you and will miss you forever.
I would have loved to meet him one day. That's an actor that I really looked up to, honestly, in my life. And it's so sad to see him go, and he's such a big part of my childhood.
I never met Cameron, but I feel like I grew up with him. From what I saw on and off the screen, he was always smiling.
It's hard to believe that Cameron Boyce died. Like, we have lost one of America's greatest talents and we won't be able to come back from that. We'll never look at descendants the way I have, ever again.
I don't have enough words, but Cam, you're the light in my darkness. You're unique. I love you and I miss you. Forever 20. Te amo, mi camarón.
Cameron was my childhood. He grew up with me. I watched him grow up with me. When I heard news, I was devastated. But now I know that he is our angel and he wants us all to smile. Rest in peace, Cam.
My name is Gabby. I'm from Brazil and I'm doing this video to send a message for you guys. I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm doing this to tell you guys that I'm sending you and to his family all my love and all my support.
I grew up watching Cameron on my TV here in Western Australia. There will never be another Cameron, but there will always be the opportunity to create in his honour.
Rest in peace, Cameron Boyce. You will be missed by so many people in this world.
Cameron is the sun, the stars, the moon, the butterflies, everything beautiful on this earth.
Hi Taisky and hi Cameron's friends and family. I'm recording from Uganda. All I have to say is one big thank you. Thank you for raising, encouraging, supporting, and growing such an amazing person like Cameron. I'm so grateful for the work that he was doing for communities similar to the ones I can see across my country. I just want to say I really love you, and I really loved him.
Yeah, that's good perspective actually.
Yeah.
It is sort of a weird world that we
exactly
have to navigate, but yeah, it's cool though. Like, you know, we get to do stuff like this and help people, but yeah, so that's, you're smart. You got a good,
thank you. So are you.
Awesome.
I personally didn't know Cameron. I was just a fan watching him on Disney Channel. Every Friday there'd be new episodes and he would teach me lessons or just make me laugh or smile or just be happy, because you really never know when it's their last day, week, month, year.
Kelsey Young here. Something I've always wanted to say to you is that thank you so much for being a role model in my life. Everything you did from the Thirst Project to now your Wielding Peace program.
We can all learn a thing or two from Cam about being a better person. The world is a better place because he walked on it, even if that was for 20 very short years. He inspires me every day, and I am very grateful for that.
I want my life to be a tribute to the angel that left too soon, to the star that will forever shine.
Hi guys, my name is Alma and I'm Joanna. Thank God Cameron left a legacy, and his family, Libby Boyce, Maya, and Victor, whom we send our most sincere condolences and all of our love, are working to let his legacy live forever. And look for these amazing organizations, 3 of them. The first one is Wielding Peace. The second one is The Archer from Cameron Boyce. And the third one is No to Death Now.
Sudden, unexpected death in epilepsy could take Cameron from us. While SUDEP is rare, epilepsy is not.
1 in 26 of us will develop epilepsy in our lifetime.
Lack of awareness about this brain disease is shocking,
upsetting, unfortunate. It's time for that to change.
Cameron impacted many lives in meaningful, amazing ways.
The Cameron Boyce Foundation has partnered with the Epilepsy Foundation in the fight to end epilepsy.
End epilepsy.
End epilepsy.
End epilepsy.
Please join us by donating to NoSUDEPNow.org.
His family now carrying on the work he began with the Cameron Boyce Foundation.
And the Cameron Boyce Foundation will do a lot of things for epilepsy, for ending gun violence, for the water crisis. Those are the areas he was really, really focused on.
You know, I can never fill my son's shoes, ever, even though my foot is bigger than his. But we're gonna try to continue his legacy as best we can, because it's just too important to just let it die.
I was at home in my room, just another day, really regular. I'm on my phone, probably wasn't doing much of nothing, listening to music, and I got the call from Tyler. And
I was actually at my grandma's house. We were having dinner, hanging out and just having fun, and I think I was showing them Richard Pryor clips or something like that on YouTube, and I get a call from my dad, and he's like, he sounds like something's definitely wrong. He's like, Taj, you need to come home now.
When I got the call about Cam, I was in the living room over there with my mother and my girlfriend, who also knew Cameron very well.
So at the time, on my way home, I have gotten a call from my mom. She wasn't outgoing the way how she normally is when she calls me, so I knew the tone was very low and just low vibes, and I wasn't too sure what I was gonna hear.
At first I thought it was a practical joke. I thought it was like a joke or something. I was like, I just couldn't believe it, and I called Taj immediately, and I was like, yo, I just got a call. What's the deal with this? And yeah, I was like in a state of like blank shock when I got it. I was just sitting there, and I was like, I didn't even know how to feel. Like there was no emotion. I was just, it was like a blank slate. I was like, I couldn't like comprehend like how heavy that whole feeling was at the time until like the very next day.
And I was like, what happened? He says, you just need to come home. I'm like, well, what is it? He said, don't ask me what it is, just come home and I'll tell you when you get here. And so I remember like everything just went silent around me. I got up, I ran to the car, I took off, and I was heading home, and I called my dad and I said, Dad, I'm on my way home. I won't freak out, but you just have to tell me like what's going on. That was probably the thing that I least expected to hear, and it was super traumatizing, and I'll probably never forget that. Yeah, just not something that I had expected to have to go through. Not him of all people.
It is a weird thing to get a boost of motivation after someone passes. Like when my father passed, I didn't really get much inspiration. It was just very, very sad and it's hard to move on. But when Cameron passed, I don't know, it was just something about who he was. It just made me want to carry his mentality and just keep on pushing myself, get out of my comfort zone. And ever since his passing, I've been doing that rather than telling myself that I'm not gonna be that good at something or just stick to this one thing. I think Cameron inspired many people to do that, and I thank him for it.
So I had two things that were going in my head when my mom told me that, and I think this is the most annoyingest feeling that you can possibly feel, besides the feeling that you have that you found out. One, which camera are we talking about? Two, how did this possibly happen? Number one, in the sense of which camera are we talking about, because I have a cousin that's named Cameron. Prior to my brother Cameron, BBoy Truth, my friend, my brother, my crewmate. Hearing the one that I've heard, I've now have to accept that's what I'm hearing, which makes it hard because you're guessing for the first time, and then hearing it, the actual confirmation time is like, it's an impact, it's a hit.
Wow, so I've been asked to say some memories with Cameron, and that's not an easy thing to do because I have so many great memories of him. And my first one was at the dance studio. We had a big dance performance, and I remember I taught the class for a moment just to sub, just to get them all ready. And we were getting them on the stage, and we're setting them all up. Cameron had to be about 4 or 5, and we're ready. We had 2 teachers on the wings because, you know, they're 4 or 5. They're not gonna remember this. We run out, we're watching them, we're cheering them on. Cameron moves up kind of out of the line while all the other kids are looking off to the side, trying to follow the teachers. Cameron was like, I got this. And he was just going. He didn't look over to the side. He didn't need no help. He didn't need nothing. He got it. Kids started watching him. That was like my favorite moment. And he had this star on his shirt. And I just knew from then he was going to be a star. And I always thought, yeah, that's my star. Cameron was always my star. So I really miss him. And just thinking all the time that he's not here. I'm like, oh, he's off making a movie. He'll be back. And I can't wait till he comes popping up talking about his video or whatever he's been doing. But it's not true. But I really miss Cameron.
The thing that I loved most about Cameron was his laugh, his loud laugh. And Taj would tickle him until he sounded like he was about to pee his pants. His dancing, he was just extraordinary. He's an extraordinary human, but his dancing was something else. And to see it in person was, you felt lucky to be watching him dance. And then fast forward to just 2 weeks before we lost him, he was here and he was telling me about New York, and just it was like that moment that I said, wow, Cameron's a little adult.
It took me a while to figure out what it was that I was going to say in regards to Cameron, because there's so much I could say, and I will start this off with, he is the only person on this planet that I would ever wear a Lakers hat for. Voila. I met him when he was 4 years old at a dance studio, and then the following year he went to the same elementary school as my son, Raymond, or Prodigy. Him and 4 other kids, they formed a dance crew and became family. Xmob became this really big part of our lives. You know, Cameron was our baby boy. He, you know, not just to the parents, but to the kids. He was the youngest of the boys, and he was our peacemaker. He was the easiest one. He just was so chill, and he was amazing, you know, and to be able to have the privilege to watch him grow up, and from this cute, tiny little thing that could do almost anything just effortlessly, it was a blessing.
I miss how he always used to hold me as a baby. It was super funny because like in every picture, he'll hold me. He'll play with me on the scooters, include me with everything everybody does, like basketball and a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what I miss, is that Cameron was just coming into his own. He was just starting to figure some things out, who he was, who he wanted to be. You know, it's a big hole for us right now. It's like we lost a son, my kids lost a brother. Cameron's, we talk about him probably every day. If not every day, it's at least 3 or 4 times a week. I try to help Taj to fill that hole, that void that he's missing with Cam. With basketball, talking about basketball, that kind of thing, you know. I try to fill the void with Lauren because, you know, he was like a brother to her too, so whatever she couldn't talk to Taj about, she would try and talk to Cameron about. So it's funny that sometimes, you know, kids will drift apart, and I don't know, they never drift. They would drift, but it wouldn't be apart. It would just be, they wouldn't talk for a few weeks, but then it's like they were talking, it's like they, you know, were never apart. So incredible human being. I miss Cam a lot.
Cameron was always amazing. Always such a great heart. He was always so kind and welcoming. You always felt comfortable. He was not a big movie star. He was just Cameron. He was always such an amazing person and such skills and talents. I recently learned that he knew also how to play guitar. I thought that was, wow. He was just an amazing person. I was lucky. We were all lucky to know him and have him in our lives, and we all miss him greatly.
Having those 5 kids in my life was like having 5 other children, and Cameron was my youngest son. I was very protective of him, and once he started working all the time and we would go out, I'm like always scouting around, making sure no one's gonna come bother him or make him feel uncomfortable, so that he could still just hang out with his Xmob friends and be normal.
I met Cameron working on a show together called Gamer's Guide for Disney about 3 years back.
We met back when we first auditioned for the same character in the same TV show 7 years ago. And somehow outside of that, we ended up becoming best friends. Just one of the nicest guys I have ever met. One of those charismatic, considerate.
He has a lot of love to give, and I think people feel that when they meet him and are really drawn to him because of it.
What I admire most about Cameron is how genuine he is.
He is 100% true to himself all the time and really stands for what he believes in.
I've never seen him change into a different kind of person to please other people. He's always honest to himself and honest to the people around him. I know Cameron got involved with the Thirst Project, I think like a year or two ago, and he was telling me how he was helping them raise money, which I know he was super excited about.
I remember asking what he wanted for his birthday last year, and he just wanted me to donate. That was all.
I know that he feels very strongly about being able to help people all over the world.
I know through social media he's gotten people involved that probably wouldn't have before.
He was very excited to get involved and very excited to help become a part of the solution, which he obviously has with everything he's done for the organization thus far. I'm super proud of you, bro. I love you. You deserve this.
I'm super proud of you.
I'm very, very proud of you.
I'm so proud of you and the difference that you're making in the world. I'm a better person for knowing you, so thank you. I love you so much, and congratulations.
Good job.
This is insane, man. First of all, thank you to everybody who made this happen. I actually presented this award a couple of times, and now I'm accepting it, which is, yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, I don't have a lot of time, so I just wanted to say one thing. I also have a quote. It's not from my mom, although she has a million of them. It's actually Denzel Washington, and I watch a lot of interviews on YouTube, and he was just sort of casually getting interviewed, but he sort of threw out this really profound thing. He said, "I've never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse." We don't get to take what we have right now with us. The Egyptians tried it, and all they got was robbed. And if you think about that really struck me, because we all go. I hope that all of you really think about what it is that you want to leave. We all have material things. We all have things that we own, that we like, and we treat ourselves and all that stuff. But what you leave should be bigger than you. And I really believe that, yeah. Yeah. And in today's world, there's no reason why you shouldn't, and there are no limits. We pull out, we have the world in our pockets. It's crazy. We can tweet whenever we want, and we can use social media and Instagram and make the world a better place instead of a worse one, which so many people use it for. But we need to use our resources and what we have. We're all in here in suits. We need to use what we have and make the world a better place for other people who need us.
Coaster. Hey man, can you toss me a coaster?
Yeah.
Alright, thanks man.
Who are you?
Where y'all headed to?
We're in the meeting.
Oh, what's up people? How's everybody's day going? It's gonna be a long ride.
I hate my job. Hey, you got stuck? Alright, I'm gonna get you out.
Oh my god!
Goodness! Okay guys, that guy's on you right now. Is that guy dead? Yes! Okay guys, cooperate with me now. Get to a wall. Wait, is that a dog drinking coffee? It's eating cereal, man. That's hilarious.
What up, cousin?
Good thing we coincidentally brought a change of clothes.
We just
we were just watching some TV, right? We weren't even really watching it. All right, at least I wasn't. And then all of a sudden, Dred starts laughing super hard. And I'm like, what is going on, man? So then...
Oh my god.
So then we play it back and just watch. All right, ready?
You gotta pay attention real close. What happens? It happens real fast and it's very random. What the heck was that? It looked like a flying chipmunk this time. Gosh.
Oh, there you have it.
Cruising down the street in my 6'4", but on beat though. Cruising down the street in my 6'4".
That's also.
I also haven't seen Get Out yet. I haven't seen that either.
Cam, shut up. I was with you. I was with you, Cam. Just leave it alone. That's crazy.
If you like this skit, don't watch it again. If you don't like this skit, it was all Tyler's idea.
I needed you because you just kept on letting me raise people that thought I was being serious.
Yo, what happened?
Oh, homeboy was at least 400 years old.
Every time this light comes on. Watch, ready? Now. There it goes.
Yeah.